This week, we've been learning about the outreach programs offered by the Mahoning County Mental Health and Recovery Board. They even welcome invitations to talk to groups. Community Affairs Director Dee Crawford wraps up her conversation with Valerie Burney in tonight's in-depth interview.
In our conversation, Valerie, you're out in the community. How can the community get in touch with you to schedule you to come out and talk about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, my number is 330-360-2438, and my email is valerie.burney@mahoningcountyohio.gov, and they can email me or they can give me a call to schedule. I'd like to go out and talk about the resources that are available to youth, again, a gamut of youth all the way to senior citizens, and just to talk about taking care of yourself. We have to take care of ourselves, so I love to do that.
I'm learning more and more that we all have experienced some form of trauma. It's how we deal with it.
Yes.
And the resources available for those that need it to address it so that there are healthy outcomes.
Right.
And that's particularly with our youth, with communicating when they have an issue. Talking it through and knowing that there's somewhere to go and that there's another answer than violence.
Exactly, exactly. That is the goal. Again, that is a challenge, you know, to make sure that they're aware. But again, I love to go out to make sure they are, you know, aware that we have help for you. We don't have to go down that path.
What does addressing trauma look like? You mentioned the aunt of the young man who tragically lost his life at Homestead Park. Mm-hmm. What was your first thought in your conversation with her?
It was extreme sadness, and she was totally just wasn't aware if he had actually lost his life. So just being there for her, you know, and supporting her, to make sure that she and her family, I've constantly been in touch with that family to make sure that they, you know, connect to services, connect to grief counseling, connect so that they get help, because this is going to be with them forever.
So you do follow up with the individuals once they have reached an outreach to you, then you do follow up?
I do, and you know, as a board, as in my position, we don't do direct service, but it's just we're resources.
You're the linkage.
We're linkage. I'm linking. That's the goal, to link them to the services that present that they may need in their lives.
And when you're talking about the board, you're talking about Mahoning County Mental Health Board.
Yes, yes, yes.
I want to thank you again, and I thank you as well for joining me. And as we continue our conversation, I'm Dee Crawford, Community Affairs Director, WKBN.